Shalom, shalom. This is Sinala coming back with another lesson. We want to start off by giving all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Bashem Wakakadash, double honors to the elders that rule well. Peace and blessings to you brothers out there preaching His word, sincerity and truth. I just wanted to go quickly into another lesson on Esau, man. The last lesson we did, I did with Ariala, talk about the semantics of the white man. As far as his rulership. Now I want to go into his forked tongue. A lot of times when brothers encounter Edomites, Esau is cunning. You have to always keep that in mind. But not even just in the highways and byways, in life in general, and dealing with your job, and dealing with police, and dealing day to day with Esau. You got to understand that these Edomites, from little small children all the way up to adults, all of them, all Edomites have forked, wicked mindsets, and they typically, when they speak, is because they're trying to get what they want across and express, but they do it in a cunning way to kind of lull you to sleep. Just like poison, when a snake bites you, that initial bite might hurt, but it's the actual poison that kills you. It seeps into your blood, curdles it, and eventually stops your organs from working. And that's the philosophy of the white man. Once it enters into your mind, once his ways into your way of being, it slowly corrodes you from the inside out. So you have to be mindful of what they say. So I'm just grab a couple scriptures. We're gonna go into a couple words, just kind of highlighting the mindset of Esau. And he's used his tongue to divide nations and conquer nations, man. And so in our walk, in our day-to-day walk, we have to understand that he's still doing that. He's still trying to use his words and the way he says things and how he does things to lull you back to sleep. This is Proverbs chapter 6, starting in verse 12. It says, "A naughty person, a wicked man, walketh with a forward mouth." That word forward there, when we look it up in the Hebrew, okay, that word forward there just means distortion, crookedness. He walketh with a crooked mouth, man. And that's what the so-called white man does do. He walks with a forward mouth, and even 2/3 of our people, because they take on the mindset of Esau. Verse 13: He winketh with his eyes. He speaketh with his feet. He teaches with his fingers. Now that word, let's look up that word winketh. That word winketh there, to narrow, form, nip, pinch, squeeze, wink. Purse, to be nipped or pinched off, to be formed. Okay, it says to bite the lips, blink the eyes as a gesture of malice. Okay, or to fully squeeze off as a piece of clay in order to mold a vessel, right? And that's what he's trying to do, man. Winking now seems as a form of flattery, but it's a gesture of trying to hide something. Verse 14, it says, "Forwardness is in his heart. He devises mischief continually. He soweth discord. Therefore shall his calamity come suddenly. Suddenly shall he be broken without remedy." And that's hopefully that's what we're waiting on to happen to Esau, because of the forwardness of his heart and his mind and his words and the mission that he's done across the world. We know the story of the Gadites in the northern tribe, and how they were seduced by the words of the so-called white man. But even the southern kingdom, all the way up until now today, man, believing every word that this man says will lead to your eventual destruction, because that subtlety that he uses in his speech is meant to make you vulnerable. So you have to be mindful of that. So just like when you're out on highways and byways, and these Edomites walk up They always want to talk nice and talk about love, but anytime you keep preaching and you're not wilting to their belief, and you're not conforming to their ideology, they start showing their true nature and their true form, man. It always comes out, always comes out. I'm gonna jump over here to Sirach. This is Sirach chapter 27. Verse 22, it says, "He that winketh with the eyes worketh evil, and he that knoweth him will depart from him. When thou art present, he will speak sweetly." And that's what they do constantly. Hey man, how you doing, man? Yeah, man. He was always a great guy. He will and will admire thy words, but at the last he will writhe his mouth and slander thy sayings. Just recently, you had President Trump signed a pardon for heavyweight champion Jack Johnson, was the first black heavyweight champion of the world. And he had Deontay Wilder there, he had Lennox Lewis there, and all he had was flattering words for those guys while they were right there in his face. But we all know that Trump is a racist piece of shit, man. He don't like niggas, man. He can't stand niggas. But when he had him there, he was shaking his hand. Yeah, man. You think I can take him in a fight? Yeah. Oh, man, he's great. He's 40-0, 39 knockouts, champion of the world. But hey, when he get amongst his friends, like, man, niggas stink. I'm pardoning guys. Hopefully I get some more black votes. They don't give a damn about Jake. They hate Jake. Okay? And then they'll tell you that, and then when you're speaking with these Edomites, they don't take what you say and use it against you. You might be around an Edomite and you might be complaining about your job. They'll use that against you to get you fired, man. So you don't want to be disclosing your secrets and your thoughts to these Edomites, man. Especially Edomite women. They'll tell the whole damn world what you were saying and thinking. Okay? So you have to be more cunning than them. It says, "I have hated many things, but nothing like him, for the Lord will hate him. Whoso casteth a stone on high casteth it on his own head, and a deceitful stroke shall make wounds." And that's what we're waiting on. Because these slanders and these evil ways of Esau are going to come back on his own head, man. So through the Spirit, we just preach this word and we expose his nature to the planet, and he don't like it, man. And that's why he goes and calls us pedophiles. We preach against pedophiles, but he calls us pedophiles. We preach against drug use and being slothful. What they call us bums and drug use and all these different things, man. Because they the devil. Psalms chapter 10, verse 7. It says, "His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doeth he murder the innocent." And that's what we see. That's what we see with these elites, man. They sit in different places, scheming on how to destroy people, man. They go into these places, they learn your culture, they learn your way of being, and they use that against you. Oh, just like in the time of the Greek Empire, they would attack on our holy days because they knew those were days of rest. They would attack on our Sabbath days because they knew in our culture that we were at rest. That's their way, man. In secret places doeth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. And that's why you can have these Edomites have trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars, but then complain about a nigga that ain't got nothing, man. Well, you got enough money to mummify the whole world, man. You have enough money to wrap the entire planet in money. But the poor are the problem? What about your greedy ass, man? He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor when he draweth him in his net. He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. Okay? He has said in his heart, God hath forgotten. He hideth his face. He will never see it. And that's how all of these Edomites act, man. They think they're above the judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They call themselves good in their own eyes, man, and forsake the laws and statutes of the Heavenly Father. And when we point these things out, we're the hate mongers. We're the ones that are full of lies and deceit, because we preach the truth. And that time is coming to an end, man. Their treachery and their backwards way of thinking, man. It's coming to an end. It's coming to an end. Okay? I'm going to jump over to Job. 20th chapter. This is Job chapter 20. Verse 10, it says, his children shall seek to please the poor. And that's what we see. We see that on TV all the time. No, we need to go to Africa and help these kids. You know, they don't have running water. Or, you have these charity events and things like that. The politicians, when they're running for office, where do they go? They go to the hood in them churches, man, shaking hands and kissing babies and acting like they give a damn when they don't. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hand shall restore their goods. And that's and so when we bring up the atrocities of the so-called white man and his forefathers, then they want to get that they call it what do they call it, white guilt. Which I'm gonna do a semantics video on that through the Spirit, Lord willing. On the falsehood of white guilt, it ain't real. It's BS, and it's centered around this, man. Okay. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. His bones are full of the sins of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue. He hide his wickedness under his tongue. He hide how he really feels through his sweet words to you outwardly. Though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth, yet his meat in his bowels is turned, and it is the gall of ass within him. Right? He hath swallowed down riches, and he hath vomited them up again. Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly. He shall suck the poison of ass. The viper's tongue shall slay him. So the same atrocities and things that he's created to make a snare for us are going to become a snare for him, man. All these all this hate mongering and all of this war profiteering and all of this usury are going to cause his own people to turn against him, man. And it's going to be here domestically and globally, man. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful thing, man. It's going to be a beautiful thing to witness. The destruction of this wicked, wicked system, Babylon the Great. This is Sirach, the 19th chapter, in the 26th verse. It says, there is a wicked man that hangeth his head down sadly, but inwardly he is full of deceit. Yeah, a lot of times you know how they act like, yeah, man, that's just so messed up what they did, and yeah, I can't believe that. But inwardly he is full of deceit, man. Casting down his countenance and making it as if he heard not, where he is not known. He will do the mischief before thou be aware. He will do the mischief before thou be aware, man. So before you know it, he done something to fuck you over, man. Or try to put you in a bad spot. You know, those same Edomites that go out and, yeah, you guys are right. Or down the street, calling the cops on you. And if for want of power he be hindered from sinning, yet when he findeth opportunity, he will do evil. A man may be known by his look, and one that hath understanding by his countenance when thou meetest him. So you know who you're dealing with. That's why through the spirit we can tell how a person is by how they look, man. A man's attire, excessive laughter, and gat show what he is, man. And that's what you see them fat cat Edomites always with a cigar in their hand or some shiny suit, laughing out loud and always having this condescending tone. You know he a damn devil, man. You know he a damn demon. So you know it's best to just stay away from those type of people, man. Okay, stay away from them. Now you're gonna have to interact every now and then, but for the most part, stay away from Edomites, man. They just trying to they always trying to move to fuck you over, man. Psalm 58:1. Do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Yeah, in heart ye work wickedness. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb, and we know the wicked is the Edomites. They're estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So as soon as they be born, it's set up in them to speak lies, to continue to perpetuate the BS that goes on this planet. They're not gonna come into this truth. Esau and these other nations not coming into this truth, man. They're gonna continue to push their narrative, man. That left hand magic. Verse 4, their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. Break their teeth, O Yahweh, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lion, O Lord. Right? Because the teeth represent power, man. You know, if you break out the lion's teeth, you know, he'll die. You know, because he won't be able to eat. You know? And so, we're waiting on Yahweh Yahushua to take the power from these Edomites, so we can be elevated and risen up in the last days. But we have to maneuver while we're here on this side and watch out for these damn devils, man, because they're gonna do everything in their power to poison your mind. And keep you dead to the glory of Yahweh Yahushua. Okay? You know, I think I got one more scripture, and I'm gonna end it on that, man. It was just a quick to the point. I was just on my mind, you know, just watching TV. I was looking at that. I was like, you know, these devils try to act like they with peace and unity and coming together, but they don't want to come together, man. They want to just keep Jake from rousing up. That's it, you know. This is Sirach 37:1. Every friend saith I am his friend also, but there's a friend which is only a friend in name, and that's done. You know, that's these. You go to work. Hey, this is my friend Tyrone, man. We're gonna go barbecue today. You know, that dude ain't your friend, man. He has his own agenda. It is not a grief unto death when a companion and friend is turned to an enemy. O wicked imagination, right? Because Esau was our fraternal brother, man. Now I have a twin, and man, our bond is, you know, it's something crazy. You know, I couldn't imagine if my brother became my enemy. You know, that'd be crazy. It's like you. I could imagine that. Is it not a grief unto death when a companion and a friend is turned into an enemy? O wicked imagination, whence camest thou in to cover the earth with deceit? There is a companion which rejoices in the prosperity of a friend, but in the time of trouble will be against him. And that's what's going to happen. And that's what's going to happen. When the time of trouble comes, you're going to see Jake go over here, and you're going to see these other nations. They're going to go on their side. They're going to do what they're going to be with their people, man. And you have to be prepared for that. You have to be prepared for that. You have to understand that. Okay? And that's pretty much all I had on that, man. It's just, when you're talking with these Edomites, man, know that they got a forked tongue, man. Know that don't ever take anything they say at face value. You can't trust them. And then if you got a lot of people that you work with that are these other nations, don't be telling them your secrets. Don't be about your feelings, not necessarily even about the truth. Don't be divulging how you feel. If they're talking about political stuff, just be like, oh yeah, man, crazy. That's all you need to do with them, man. Okay. And with that, I want to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, double honor to the elders that rule well. Peace and blessings to you brothers out there speaking this word of sincerity and truth. Shalom.